Welcome to OmniTales.
Chapter 1. Xavier's Market. Myriad mysteries and breathtaking wonders have made Wanderlust their home. Yet none of its residents dare wander the vast mystic plains or dream of solving the many mysteries surrounding its origin, because some mysteries are better left unsolved. One factor that makes this heap of rock floating in outer space both habitable and life-threatening is the abundance of mystica, a term coined by us, those fortunate enough not only to survive, but to thrive and become the dominant race of Wanderlust. Mystica are creatures with greater access to the mystical realm than wanderers. They are faster, stronger, and far more mystical than any wanderer could ever plausibly wish to be in their lifetime. Even under such heavy disadvantages, how we became the dominant race remains a mystery in and of itself. Historical records are well known to divide Wanderlust's history into 4 eras. The first era marks our origins, when some mystica protected us, their creation, whether it be from the weather or other dangerous mystica. The second era saw an alliance between wanderers and mystica, where we borrowed their power to fend off stronger mystica and strange weather patterns that came to life due to the heavy concentration of magic. In the third era, most of the stronger mystica disappeared, and wanderers waged war against the weaker mystica for control and resources. And finally, in the current era, we hold the upper hand. Wanderers were never meant to be on top, no species is, but we especially were never meant to be part of Wanderlust. Since we joined the cycle of life, it has withered and deteriorated. The realm has lost its magic, its mystica. For generations we have tried to restore the balance while maintaining our dominance, yet we have barely scratched the surface. Only Wanderlust itself can regain its equilibrium, and we somehow manage to stand in its path as well. Thank Aurochs we are not immortal like many of the mystica. The damage has been done, set in magic, never to be reversed. Yet we continue our efforts, striving for stability, settling for a slower demise for now. Just as mystica made our planet special, the magic they drew from the universe and the various aspects of Wanderlust helped shape the wonders of Wanderlust. These wonders are regarded as relics left behind by the most tyrannical mystica of the current era. Similar to the two suns, Wanderlust revolves around, which is rumored to have been created by an ancient mystica, one that wanderers dare not even think of. This misunderstanding about wonders is not entirely the people's fault, as the true history of these relics has been deliberately hidden, forcing the public to construct myths, rumors, and prophecies in a world already steeped in superstition. The current wonders are believed to be places as mystical, if not more so, than the mystica themselves. Among these wonders stands a market first discovered by a man named Xavier. According to his altered journal, this market contains mysterious mystica, or perhaps a single mystica, trapped within its confines, only to be stumbled upon by the worthy. Situated atop a moving mountain named Ouroboros that drains life from even the most powerful mystica, Xavier warned wanderers to set foot upon this mountain only when it comes to a stop and vacate the mountain before it plans to move. Once anyone steps foot inside the market's territory, hidden deep within this maze of a mountain, their single most desired wish is said to be granted without them uttering a single word, and the longer they stay, the faster they run out of desires. A direct quote from the journal described this as,
"A being with the ability to have anything wishes for nothing."
The elixir of life is available in every shop as a free sample to taste, while the stone of prophecy is on sale. Buy one and get another for free. If you can dream of it and hold on to your dream until you reach the market, it shall be available and affordable. To this day, the current government continues searching for a solution to stability within the wonder known as Xavier's Market.
Having one agenda is the key,
scoffed Mrs. Hope.
Jefferson Hope wanted to argue, but deep down he knew she was right.
As absurd as it may sound, even the foolish have wise thoughts once every blue moon. Whether they act upon them is the only distinction between the wise and the doltish. Mr. Jefferson Hope considered being cruel, lashing out at her round neck, stubby nose, or downright torpid lifestyle that drained the only redeeming quality she had, her beauty. But patience was key. The key to setting it all right, once and for all. Jefferson readjusted the slender, rope-like mystica wrapped around his waist which held his pants and stomach in place. It required no real adjustment, as this mystica locked the very concept of space to a fixed point, never to move until the manumit chant is heard by its caregiver. Neither a sagging stomach nor loose pants was anyone's concern anymore, yet Jefferson adjusted it anyway, all the while wondering if accepting verbal abuse without resistance would also raise suspicion. After a brief pause, he replied in a deep voice, stroking his bushy mustache as if struggling to control his anger.
We also have to keep a constant eye on the fake market. My Stark's trying to claim. Who knows what? And?
Jefferson kept breaking off after each word, unable to form a proper sentence. This wasn't his usual stutter, but something more, a hint Mrs. Hope didn't bother to wallow in.
Oh, hush.
Mrs. Hope threw a loaf of bread at Jefferson.
Control that, whatever it is, when you're around me. How many times do I have to tell you this?
She said, cringing away in disgust.
But
There you go again.
She interjected.
it is a condition.
Shut up already. Whatever it is, not near or around me. Use that damn belt around your neck. Lock the accursed problem at the source.
But that'll kill me.
His voice trailed off.
And you might be missed. Now shuffle along and let me deal with this stress alone.
She shoved past him on her way to the bedroom, slamming the door behind her. Jefferson's anger flared to new heights as he took a quick peek inside their queen-sized bed covered with onyxes, or, if you fancy the now new slang term, mystical objects, such as red love petals for customized scents and soft cloud sheets for mind-numbing sleep. Since their arrival at the hotel, his wife had banished him to the sofa. It was comfortable, and Aurochs knew it was much more embracing than she was, but he had paid for that bed and the delicious-looking treats she hoarded for herself.
I wish those calories never dissolved,
he muttered, drooling. Once his eyesore of a wife had cleared the room, and his consciousness, Jefferson could finally appreciate the master suite they had received as a courtesy, thanks to his status and position in the arcane force. The suite's floor, made of gator scales, shifted from soft to rock solid depending on the pressure exerted. This helped Jefferson's uneven footing find balance, with his left foot sinking deeper into the floor while his right hovered an inch above. He knew the abundance of Quincyl bought extravagance, but this was beyond his imagination. Each step supported and rejuvenated his spine, making walking enjoyable again. Maybe this had to do with Ouroboros's extreme climate, or one of the 100 other things he had to solve before this mysterious mountain thinks of moving again. Unlike standard onyx, such as a cloud current for wind, booger snorts for light, or the need to step outside to use the lavatory, this suite had personal mystica bending the laws of nature for their everyday convenience. For illumination, they had sparkles, a delicate, tiny mystica with luminescent wings that shimmered like liquid gold. Its slender body was covered in soft, velvety fur, which glowed faintly even at rest. But its most striking feature was its glowing abdomen, which emitted a steady, warm light. Sparkle's wings were skeletal until it rubbed them against its belly, transferring magic onto them. The result? Specks of light dancing to the rhythm of the wind with every flap of their elfin wings. Speaking of wind, unlike the finicky cloud currents that required a constant supply of wind clouds, frequent maintenance, and precise knowledge of neighborhood wind patterns, honestly, just opening a window would be easier. The Hopes had a mystica from which the cloud current onyx had been modeled. The Zephyra, a small and playful mystica hovering a foot off the ground, with sleek, silvery fur that shimmered like fresh morning mist. Its tail, elongated with a translucent, ethereal quality, resembled a drifting wisp of air rather than fur. Their paws were webbed, each toe tipped with tiny, feather-like tufts that stirred the air as it moved. Around its neck swirled a vaporous, ever-shifting scarf, a living embodiment of its wind-based power. One glance at the ethereal Zephyra playing with the wind itself, the countless specks of light interrupting its imaginary game, the combined chirps of the mystica forming new hums that soothed the soul, a distant drumbeat, and the sheer weightlessness of standing in their presence forced Jefferson to rethink his choices. Mystica had always held a grip on wanderers. Whether gruesome or playful in appearance, we have always wondered and wished to inherit their mysticism. Jefferson soaked in his mystical surroundings, taking one last deep breath before chanting,
Deuce Vale!
Upon hearing their caregiver's command, the sparkles absorbed their glow, dimming even the specks of light floating across the room.
Suvra!
Jefferson waved his hand and the Zephyr wrapped its scarf tighter around itself, shutting off the air currents within the room. He scratched the Zephyr's belly, making it stretch, purr, and curl into deep slumber, sucking on its thumb. Taking steady steps backward, his footsteps soundless thanks to the gator floor, he pulled out 2 black rods from beneath the desk and placed them in a corner, far from the main door and window looking into the streets.
Nap time?
Jefferson whispered, applying an orange layer of sticky substance to the rods. Drawn by the aroma, the sparkles scattered around the suite fluttered toward the rods, away from the doors and windows, light following them as if they carried the concept of sight, with darkness claiming the rest.
Make sure to please the almighty algorithm on your way out, and that shall notify you on the next chapter's release. See ya in the next one.